Hi, this is Dane Spots. Welcome to Secrets of Living the Perfect Life. What I'm about to share with you is a powerful philosophy, a system of thought that once internalized can make a significant difference in your life, in how you experience it. And your experiences have everything to do with your beliefs and how you see the world. You know what's amazing? Is that people are willing to go to war and even give up their lives for a cause, but they can't give up the causes of their suffering. Why is that? Why do we hold on to beliefs that don't serve us? Our habit patterns are so hard to break, and even when we try, obstacles seem to appear. Our desires and our attachments push us to keep repeating the same destructive patterns over and over again. Why? Why do we follow the same negative course, rarely finding happiness or satisfaction in the pleasures all around us? Here's why. It's because we haven't learned how to truly enjoy a single moment, how to live in the present. We spend most of the time worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, and so our experiences are never totally fulfilled. Our time is spent between work and pleasure, and we work, it seems, for pleasure, preparing and planning for weekends and vacations and various entertainments to escape into. Now, I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm just asking the question, do we find real pleasure in the constant pursuit of entertainment, or are we missing something? Something deeper and more sustaining? If you're still with me, then I invite you to join me on a life quest, if you will, an internal adventure into your own potential, a self-discovery of what you can do right now to start living a perfect life. What this program is about is rethinking your life, asking yourself questions about why you do the things you do, refocusing your energy and desires from things that leave you empty to those thoughts and actions that fill you up inside with joy and happiness, switching from living an externally driven existence to one that is internally driven and substantially more satisfying. You know, it's said that 99% of the world is asleep, and the 1% that is awake are in a constant state of amazement, living fully, really experiencing all that life has to offer by being fully conscious, awake and alive, aware of the magnificent dance of life all around you. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? There are 5 principles that comprise the secret that will be revealed to you at the end of this program. I'm going to give you each principle and a brief discussion on how to implement them into your life plan. These principles are simple to understand, but may take a lifetime to master. And the point here isn't to listen to this program and have them mastered in a day. No, it's to have an understanding first of where you are in your own evolution, and then to be consciously aware of where you're going or growing, and to practice each day being a better human being. The changes that you'll notice, although subtle, are profound. And it's usually the little things that will make you aware that it's working. Like standing in line at the bank, which used to cause impatience and frustration, becomes a nothing. Or no longer worrying about future events that you have no control over, and their power seems to diminish. As you become awakened to the magic of life all around you, you begin seeing the majesty in nature and the joy in your personal relationships. The caveat is this: we live in the age of McDonald's and cellular telephones and expect instant everything. The way we live today is vastly different than even 100 years ago. And an accelerated everything seems to create more psychological difficulties because it sets up a hurry-worry mindset that is often destructive to our higher purpose. Yet there's nothing wrong with the tools that we use. It's our allowing them to control our lives that's wrong. Listen, it took you all of your life to get to where you are right now, to create the you that's you. And it may take the rest of your life to uncreate the belief systems that rule your behavior patterns. So please, have patience. Let's begin with a question. What if on the evening news tonight, it was reported that a gigantic asteroid was going to slam into the world tomorrow and destroy everything and everyone on planet Earth? Imagine this is real. Sometime tomorrow is the end of the world. How do you think the human race would respond? Do you think you'd see anarchy and a complete breakdown of civilization? Do Do you think people would revert to their most primitive animal instincts of survival and just go berserk? Or do you think individuals would reprioritize what's important and connect with each other in positive, more evolved ways? I do. I think we'd make love, embrace our children, smell the flowers. I think that if we knew our lives were about to be terminated, that it would force us deeper into life, that we would appreciate and experience more fully the time that we had to live. You know, you ask terminal patients, AIDS patients and others, how they view their lives. And while some feel cheated, for most, they feel more alive than they ever had before. They cherish all the small things that they used to take for granted. Ask some Vietnam vets about the time they felt the most alive, and they'll tell you it was when they were in the jungles of Vietnam, when at any moment their life could be snuffed out, and it was then that they felt the most alive. They'll tell you the colors were more vivid, the green so green and the blue so blue, and the red, well. So what am I getting at here? Simply this. The core element of living a perfect life is to experience being alive. When we open ourselves up to our present experiences, we can realize that now, right now, we can enjoy our lives. We don't need to be concerned with the future. The present will lead us there no matter what we do. But for most of us, because our awareness of the present is so dull, so unvividly experienced, we tend to drift along through life unconsciously, wasting time and energy, being unaware of our life and not capturing and embracing all of our experiences. And this is a terrible waste. It's also the reason people escape into chemical dependency or deviant behavior, to actually escape being alive because it doesn't give them what they want. Feeling alive, embracing all of the day's experiences no matter what your circumstances are, shouldn't have any conditions placed on it. It's not about being alive if you win the lottery or if you fall in love. There are no ifs here. It's about being, experiencing life right now, and embracing your pain and suffering and the pleasures all as part of the same thing. Some areas of our life, such as business or our career, we can be very sharp and clear about our course. But in other areas, we seem to have no clear goals, and our awareness may seem fuzzy. Oftentimes we suffer because our expectations aren't fulfilled. Or when we do succeed at something, we become proud and attached to it, and then fear losing it. Or we're frustrated by not getting enough of what we want. Not enough money, not enough love or power. No matter where we turn, there is conflict and indecision, and uncertainty of which way to go. Do any of those things sound familiar? How do you break out of them? Most of us experience a great deal of suffering in our lives. We go from one stressful situation to another, from dullness to restlessness. And although we try to escape this suffering or mask it with temporary entertainments, we usually don't let go of it until we learn from it. And the answer is to embrace it. To embrace your pain, your suffering, your confusion, and your indecision. To not run from it, but to recognize it as a part of you and to let it be your teacher. Because when you do, everything takes on a new color and meaning. And the little disappointments, the upsets, the things that don't always go your way have much less power over you. In fact, because you're more consciously alive, you project from a center of what I call focused joy. Let me ask you to make a simple comparison. Which makes you feel more alive? Watching your favorite TV show or sitting around a campfire with family or friends? Probably not TV, right? Nor do any of the other escapes from living that we surround ourselves with make us feel more alive. So let's look at this for a second. What does make you feel alive and why? Perhaps it's skiing or biking or climbing a mountain or just going for a walk. Whatever it is, it's not about escaping. It's about involving yourself fully in whatever activity that you choose, so that you're surrounded by the moment, by experiencing full awareness of the present, that the past and future cease to exist. Now, what if you feel like that at your center every single moment of every single day? I call those people 100%ers. They're experiencing life fully 100% of the time. And although very few individuals actually do this, if you find one, look into their eyes. You'll see an unmistakable twinkle because they're high on life. And that's what we're all working toward. What we need to learn is that this doesn't require money, love, education, or any condition whatsoever to achieve. It's solely about embracing the act of living and living fully in the present. By injecting yourself fully into the present, your mind is occupied with now and cannot think of the past nor the future. There is only right now. And when you're living in the now, that's when you experience aliveness and when you're the most happy. This then is principle number 1. Learn to live consciously, to be in the present. Act as if everything matters, but nothing is really important. Let me give that to you again. Learn to live consciously, to be in the present. Act as if everything matters, but nothing is really important. The meaning of here and now is beautifully illustrated by a Zen story of a monk who was being chased by 2 tigers. He came to the edge of a cliff. He looked back, and the tigers were almost upon him. Noticing a vine leading over the cliff, he quickly crawled over the edge and began to let himself down by the vine. Then, as he checked below, he saw 2 tigers waiting for him at the bottom of the cliff. He looked up and observed that 2 mice were gnawing away at the vine. Just then, he saw a beautiful strawberry within his reach. He picked it and enjoyed the best-tasting strawberry in his whole life. Although only minutes from death, the monk could enjoy the here and now. Our life continually sends us tigers, and it continually sends us strawberries. But do we let ourselves enjoy the strawberries? Or do we use our valuable consciousness worrying about the tigers? Notice that the monk fully responded to the physical danger in the most intelligent way. He ran from the tigers, and even scrambled down the cliff while hanging onto a vine. And having done this, he remained fully in the here and now to enjoy whatever life offered him. Although death was only minutes away, he didn't let thoughts of the future terrify him. After doing everything that he could do, he used his precious consciousness to fully enjoy every moment of his life. Assume that today is your last day on earth, and everything matters because it is your last day. But nothing is really all that important. Nothing really has enough power over you to distract you from the simple pleasures of just being alive and experiencing this moment in time. And you accomplish this by being mindful of all the sensory pleasures that come your way, from the sun on your face, or the rain, to the sound of the birds or the planes, to the view of the mountains or skyscrapers outside your window. Take it all in, as if it's the last time that you'll ever get to experience it. Try this exercise for a day or a week and see how it affects your perceptions. It's a powerful way of awakening your sense of being alive. By becoming more aware of your body and your senses, by not dreaming of the future or living in the past, you release all that pent-up negative emotional energy. Your thoughts and feelings become more focused and centered. And once you discover your balance, your center, you can maintain it no matter what happens to you in life. Unlike fleeting moments of happiness, when you win the lottery or fall in love, the joy that arises from just being conscious and in the present begins to fill your life. And what's interesting is that on an emotional level, it feels like you won the lottery or that you've fallen in love every single day. The events and patterns that occur in your life become your teacher. Analyze them and practice being aware every single moment. When you do this each day, you slowly become a more and more authentic human being. Your life takes on a quality of genuineness, and the confusion and chaos outside of you slowly begin to diminish. If you face each situation by being aware, you become more responsible for your experiences, and this is the beginning of the path toward living a perfect life. Okay, got it? I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it sounds good, but winning the lottery would be better. Listen, this is the most powerful thing that you will ever do in your life. This is the seed to lasting happiness. I know lots of miserable